Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on earth. I'm your co-host, Caleb Griffin,
I'm your other co-host, Evan Lytle.
and we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So let's go ahead and cue the theme song.
Tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat that we don't own. Tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat that we don't own. It's Caleb and Evan and Caleb. We're on a boat and we don't own it. Tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat, tuners on a boat that we don't own.
Evan, as always, it's great to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in person in so long, and
It's been a
yeah,
hot minute.
it's been way too long. I'm not used to going this amount of time without seeing one of my best friends. So it's weird, but at least we have this show.
We do have this
We
show.
have the show. So, how's your week going?
It's going, man. Not too bad. Nothing nothing exciting, but nothing terrible,
Yeah.
Just taking it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of midterm week, so I am currently living for the weekend, but we're almost there because it's Thursday. And I guess the big thing that happened this week in the Nerdverse, Daredevil finally made his appearance in She-Hulk. It took him long enough.
hmm
Took him, what was this, episode 8? Took him 8 episodes.
Eight
And
episodes.
out of 9, but we finally got him. And the suit was cool. Charlie did a great job acting as always. I gotta be honest, I did not like his appearance. I was not satisfied really at all, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But I want to know, like, how do you feel about it? How did you enjoy his appearance?
I mean, I enjoyed just seeing him again. Um, I mean, at least they didn't make me hate the character or the
That's
show
true.
even more, so I give them props for that. The acting was great. They did another hallway fight scene, which is a trope of the Daredevil character since his TV show.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wasn't crazy with everything they did with him, but I didn't think they like butchered him or anything, so I could live with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was just kind of the forced romance that didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
That really, really upset me and just kind of made me furious because, you know, I think Daredevil's going to be great in the MCU, and this hasn't ruined the character or anything for me. I love Daredevil, and I'm not going to judge Daredevil too harshly until we get Born Again because that's going to be like the actual real Daredevil type of thing. Um, but as for his role in this show, I mean, Daredevil's so cool, and you just made him another one of your guys that She-Hulk is going to sleep with. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I was not happy at all with all the forced romance. I thought the hallway scene was good. I was a fan of the yellow and red suit. I really liked it. Um, and to me, we got the best scene that we've seen in the show so far, and that was Matt Murdock taking down She-Hulk in court. To me,
yep.
that was the
I
best
re-
scene we've
I
had in the
I
show.
did enjoy that a lot.
hmm Yeah, it was just I don't get why they had to have any type of romance whatsoever. Why they
Yeah,
couldn't just be friends, and it bothered me so much that it didn't make me hate Daredevil, it just made me hate She-Hulk even more because what even is it that her character does at this point?
yeah,
She like and at this point I'm just rooting for the bad guys. Like, come on, get the dub. Let's end this thing. Cause
yep,
the character, not that the acting for She-Hulk has been bad, it's just the way the character is written is so bad that I just don't care what happens to this character at the end of the day, and I don't want to see the character anymore after this show.
yeah. I'm in the same boat, really. The romance stuff, it was unnecessary. But I mean, to that degree, he's going back to New York, so that it's kind of like, oh, we brought this character in, and we'll take him out. So it's kind of like a no harm, no foul. But like, I didn't need it, you know. Uh, I did enjoy. I enjoyed it a lot just seeing her lose in court. I was like,
Yeah.
just because like
Just because it's
he's
Matt
the top,
Murdock. Yeah.
yeah, just because he's the top dog lawyer of the MCU.
Yeah.
I did enjoy though that they actually went like the agility type route because like Daredevil's known for that. He's kind of like on Spider-Man's level, like he jumps
Yeah.
buildings and all that. And you don't really see it a whole lot in the Netflix show, but this show they actually kind of like show it a bit more, which I liked. I don't know that it's gonna be common in Born Again,
I
but
hope
I
so.
liked seeing that. Yeah, I just like seeing it. I was like, that's a nice little change of pace.
Yeah. It was cool. His fight scenes were really cool. You know, seeing how he was just dodging She-Hulk like so easily. Once again, we see the thunderclap, and it makes me mad because we've never seen Bruce Banner do the thunderclap, and that's what
Hmm.
the Hulk did. She-Hulk too, but you know, um, my thing is that some of the decisions they made were so like the writers were so childish. Like the fact that the dude kidnapped the costume
Yeah,
designer, and he was sitting there with
just
a single sewing machine and like an
yep,
evil lair with a bunch of green lighting. Like it felt like I was watching Power Rangers. Like, and I
yeah,
love Power Rangers, but Power Rangers was a kids show. This is not a kids show. Like, or maybe, or like it felt like I was watching Bible Man. Like the evil lair reminded me of Bible Man. Like
yep.
it was bad. That whole the what was this lair
The
called? The
leapfrog.
yeah,
Oh, the lily pad.
the lily pad. The whole lily
It's
pad was
freaking
was
that
ugh.
was dumb. He's like,
It was so dumb.
it's my super well known secret hideout. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Um I was really hoping, like, I don't know why I got my hopes up for Daredevil's appearance because obviously this isn't the Daredevil writers, this is Daredevil and She-Hulk
Yeah,
writing. So I should have known I was going to be kind of disappointed with it. But I got my hopes up and now I'm upset because I was just not pleased at all. Other than we finally got one good courtroom scene. It took
yeah,
them once again 8 episodes to get that far, but we got that at least. But yeah, I was just not happy, and I hate the show even more than I did. Don't hate Daredevil anymore. I've never really hated Daredevil. No fault of Daredevil. It's just I hate the show even more, and I didn't think it was
yeah,
possible. And hopefully the finale. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect from the finale at this point. But
yeah. That's what's like wild. And honestly, I thought it was kind of funny where she was like right there. She's like, "Doesn't this episode feel like it should be over?" I was like, "Yeah, it does feel like it should be
mhm.
over." And he's like, "Well, I guess the next episode is the finale." And then she mentions she teases like Red Hulk, but that's got to be fake because they're
Yeah,
like just now talking about casting a Red Hulk, and it might be Harrison Ford, but it might not be.
yeah.
Uh, Unless they just do a CGI of the Red Hulk, and then they don't
Please
have to have an
no.
actor.
If
Yeah,
the She-Hulk CGI in the show is bad enough, please don't give us
yep,
a complete CGI Red Hulk. That would not be
yep.
good.
Or she talks about like the show getting like fridged, which I assume just means like put away. Just like yeah, we're done with it. And I'm like, I hope that's the option.
Please,
Oh,
can we
please.
please have this?
Yep.
It's so funny. I haven't seen any comments about Daredevil's appearance on Instagram, but I was reading comments about, hey, we're finally getting Daredevil, and people are like, great, I can finally stop watching this show
Yeah.
after this episode. Like, it's just the general public just hates this show so much, as far as I've seen. So I don't get if Marvel is going to continue anything with She-Hulk after this. Like I told you, my theory is that Daredevil, she's going to get fired from her firm, and Daredevil's going to offer her a job at his firm in New York. I really hope that doesn't happen.
I don't.
That'd be
I hope it
dumb.
doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a dumb move because why? But I don't think. I really hope Jen Walters is not Matt Murdock's love interest from here on out.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I hope not. I
yeah,
don't know what they would accomplish with it.
nothing. I mean, Daredevil is a lot like Spider-Man in the sense where like his love interests help make his story like what it is. And they need to go with some love interests like Karen, for example. Um, that's just one of them. There's plenty of other ones, but that's the first one that pops into my head. not Jen
Electra.
Walters.
I
Electra.
think
Yeah.
I think somewhere I read that they'll do Electra, but it's not the same actress, so I'm a little disappointed, but I don't know yet. That's like 2 years away, a year away.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I thought it was just so dumb that essentially like we're sitting here the whole time, there's no plot, and then basically they revealed that the plot was that she was hooking up with dudes. Like that's the whole drive of the
That's the
bad guy.
story.
It's like, are you kidding me? Like
The
that
whole they're
what?
just trashing She-Hulk. That's basically what
Yep.
they're doing. Like there is no real bad guy here. They're just basically trolls on the internet are
Yep.
the bad guys, and I want the trolls on the internet to win. That's how much
Yep.
I hate this show. It's very rare that I'm rooting for a villain, but here we are. And
But I don't think that they're gonna win, much to your disappointment, because then
they're
everybody would
not.
actually be mad.
They're not.
Yep.
I mean, I
I
wish.
found it
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just found it so dumb in that scene where like I mean her whole life just got exposed and so she gets angry like anyone would. And then they're like, don't punch the TV. Like, what do you mean don't?
Don't punch.
Everybody's just watching her like life. Like
Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't punch
literally.
the TV.
The one time I was like hoping that she would do something, I was like, please, like you're seeing like basically a very like PG sex scene going on the screen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please punch the screen. I don't want to see that. Punch it. Like I
Mhm.
was yelling at my TV, punch the TV. Like thankfully she did, but like it was
And her
very
parents were
stupid.
there. That had to have been weird.
Yeah,
Ugh. Ugh.
like um, I mean, at this point, I don't get what the finale could be. I'm sure she's gonna find Josh and kill him or punch him or something, and I don't know. I don't. We don't even know if Daredevil's going to be in the finale. I doubt it.
I
But
don't think so. So I guess I
um,
was wrong. I've been sitting here the whole time saying he'd show up in episode 9. So they
yeah,
proved me wrong.
yeah. I thought he would show up in episode 8, but like at the very end, and then the finale was going
Yeah.
to be them two working together. So I was wrong too. But yeah, it's the show. I keep telling myself it can't possibly get worse, and then it gets worse. And I don't know. This is by far like some of the MCU shows have been bad. This is by far the worst one, and it's not. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
even close. It's not even close. Like
Mm-mm.
it's like the worst ones before this have been mid, and then this one is just a garbage fire. And
Yep.
I mean, I know this has nothing to do with Wakanda Forever whatsoever. It has there's like no like correlation here. But now it's got me worried about Wakanda Forever, like because
Yep.
I have no faith in Kevin Feige anymore that he would approve this project and approve them using Daredevil as a love interest of Jen Walters. Like I've lost faith, and knowing the situation at Marvel, everybody quitting because they're pumping out too much content, creators can't keep up. It just worries me that the MCU is not going to get better after this phase.
I don't I don't think so. Not unless they I mean, like I think people would have some hurt feelings if they're like, all right, we gotta hit pause. But if it means you're getting better quality content, I'd take it.
I would take it. I mean, the
Yeah.
MCU needs a pause. Like I know, I
Yeah.
get they had like a whole year pause with COVID, but like obviously that pause didn't go. It led to this. So
Hmm.
regroup, decide something else. Start the entire MCU over for all I care. I mean, you don't have to continue the story you're in anymore. You've done enough, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth it anymore. Like, just, I don't know. I'm not happy, but that's just me. If you like She Hulk, offense intended, because this is a bad show. But moving on, we did get a good show Wednesday. A very fantastic
We
show
did.
Wednesday. A show that is
Very fantastic.
that is carrying me through the week at this point.
I know. I
Andor.
heard I was listening to Caleb AM and it was just your reasoning for just making it through the week. I was like, same.
Yeah, it's Andor is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show, and it's something Star Wars desperately needed. And man, just seeing like hearing all the stories of the horrible things the Empire have done to these people, and like what they're willing to do for it. And
Yeah, I mean these are not your everyday heroes. They're out for blood, and they're
Yeah.
like they have no worry about who gets hurt as long as they're dealing damage to the Empire. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a whole new like region of the Republic that we're seeing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we heard for the first time in the show, like, to the rebellion, and I was like, man, this is where it started. Like,
Hmm.
this was it. Andor and this group of people. One guy, the Empire took away his brother. The other guy just hates the Empire, is writing a book about it. And then you got Andor, who's just there for money. Like,
Yeah.
and I love like them showing that side of Andor's character. Like, you know why I'm here? Money. I'm scared.
Yep.
And he's not afraid to admit that. And obviously, seeing Andor from the movie Rogue One, we know he's gonna like get very into the cause of the
Yeah.
rebellion. And I'm really hoping to see that progress in this movie. Like, obviously there's going to be some kind of tragic death that's going to cause Andor to be like, yeah, I'm full on rebellion. And I'm really hoping to see that. And this show's so good. And at the end of every episode, I'm left wanting to see what happens next and like eager to see what happens next. And gosh, it's just so good. And there's not even that much action. And yet
Mm-mm.
it's still fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the scenes of just the single TIE fighter doing his like routes is just it's bone chilling because it's like this one thing could ruin the entire rebellion, and
Yep.
it's being done very, very well.
I think so as well. And I think part of that, like wanting more at the end of at least these past two episodes, is like I just want to see the actual like heist in action.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like the first two episodes were bland, not like bad bland, but like it wasn't action. And three was the getaway, and then we kind of like reboot it. It's like, well, here's another kind of setup, and then I guess hopefully we get action in the next episode. But at the same time, the story is just compelling enough to like I could just
Yeah.
watch the story, but the action helps. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of like it gives you a little something to kind of keep watching. That way, you're not just sitting there watching these six people at a camp for four episodes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so like the set location is perfect. The cinematography is perfect. The dialogue is perfect. Everything about this show is just perfection so far. And I mean, like you said, I could keep watching a show about everything leading up to the heist. Like,
Yeah.
and here we are, next episode should be the heist. And they've signaled the lieutenant. And even hearing the lieutenant story, like, we didn't even hear all of it. It's just uh, he fell in love with this woman. The Empire took this woman. He hates the Empire. Like,
Yep.
it's so good. It's such a good show. And it's gonna get better. Like, I don't see it getting worse because it's just that great of a show. And how is it? 12 episodes?
Yes.
12.
Season
So
one's 12 episodes.
yeah,
Season two's another 12.
yeah. I mean, it like I don't have any faith at Disney for most of the stuff they put out anymore, but at least I have faith in Star Wars now because we're getting Andor. We're gonna get an Ahsoka show, which I'm assuming is gonna be very good. Not to
I hope
mention
so.
Mandalorian season 3.
Hmm.
And after they had dropped the ball with Boba and Obi-Wan, I have confidence again in Star Wars. And the exact opposite with the MCU because I was starting to get hope again after Moon Knight and Thor Love and Thunder. And now She-Hulk's just been so bad, it's obliterated all of that hope. So it's like we've been talking about it for like the past couple of weeks. It's just two different ends of the spectrum here. And
Yep.
I'm all for it with Team Star Wars.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, like, I know Ahsoka, they announced, I mean, basically it's gonna make Rebels canon, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with. Uh I mean, it's not that Rebels wasn't ever canon, it's just kind of like confirmed now, I suppose.
Yeah.
Uh and I'm fine with that. I wasn't I didn't not like Rebels, but I didn't like love it. You know, it was just kind of like a show.
Yeah.
I don't find myself like rewatching it at all, but I watched it when it came out. But I think, I mean, it's the same actress from The Mandalorian for Ahsoka, so I think she's gonna do good. I want to see the story, like where she's at in her path. Um, Mandalorian season 3 is gonna be really good. I can already tell you
Absolutely.
that. It's,
It's
I mean, he's forming his own tribe, dude.
oh
That's
my
what's gonna be the
goodness,
coolest
man.
part.
We get to see Mandalore like live action.
I
I'm so
know.
excited, dude. Like Ghost, like Star Wars is doing it and the MCU is not. And that's very weird to say because
Yep.
it's normally the other way around. But gosh,
I mean, I just want to know like how it's gonna play out because it's not like Moff Gideon anymore. I
yeah,
guess he might fight Bo Katan. I don't know. And that's what makes it exciting. It's like, well, what direction are we going now? Oh
absolutely.
man,
I'm so excited for Mandalorian season 3. And what's crazy is like I did not think in terms of live action that we could get a better Star Wars show than Mandalorian. But I'm here contemplating like is Andor better than the Mandalorian? And I'm serious like
it's definitely on the same level
yeah,
for me.
I would agree to that too cuz like it's been so good and gosh, I'm just so happy. It makes me happy, you know. I wish that She-Hulk was on Wednesdays and Andor was on Thursdays, so that way Wednesday I could get all the disappointment, and then on Thursday I
Yep,
could get all the happiness. But I can just talk about Andor and I can get happy again. So
yep.
yeah, um, I don't know. Like, there's some other news around DC right now. Black Adam's coming out soon.
I'm
Um,
excited for Black
yeah,
Adam. I mean, I read that his like his trademark eyebrow is going to be in there somewhere,
I'm
and I
sure
can
it
live with
is.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I can live with that.
I mean it's The Rock. You got to have that
Yeah,
joke in there somewhere.
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing with like DC. I mean, it's definitely going to be a little more serious than like Shazam. It'll
Yeah,
be, I guess, it'll be kind of like on the Aquaman level, but better. But like just kind of like a family friendly, but still like serious action hero movie.
yeah,
Whereas like Shazam was just kind of like family friendly. And I like Shazam. It just could have been better, I think. And
yeah.
I think Black Adam's going to kind of make up for that. I mean,
I
because
hope
it
so.
looks incredible, like
It
Doctor
does.
Fate and just all the, I guess CGI and just costumes. I think it's going to be good. So I'm very excited for that.
Absolutely. Um, Another movie that is now confirmed that I know me and you have some crazy levels of excitement for. The Community movie
Yes,
is finally confirmed. Prophecy
I'm
fulfilled.
so
Prophecy
excited.
fulfilled.
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie. Um, I really hope JJ doesn't watch this because me and JJ have started watching it together. This is JJ's first time ever seeing it, and his favorite character is Pierce. And I don't have the stomach to tell him like Pierce. And like when we were looking at who was confirmed so far for the Community movie and Chevy Chase wasn't there, he was like, Pierce isn't going to be in there. And I was like, I'm starting to say, well, that kind of makes sense. And I was like, wait, I can't say that. He doesn't know that Pierce is going to die.
He doesn't
So
know.
I'm not looking forward to that with JJ because oh gosh, he loves Pierce so much. And but yeah, with the movie, everyone everyone from the original cast is confirmed except for Donald Glover, um, the woman who plays Shirley, and Chevy Chase, which of course Donald
Yeah,
Glover does leave the show in the middle of it to go on Pierce's boat after Pierce died. So
yeah.
I'd love to see the return of Troy. I mean, who
I'd
wouldn't?
love to see. I mean, as long as the plot is done well, I can live with a cameo of him.
Yeah,
But I want him in the whole movie, really.
absolutely.
Um,
I mean,
I
him.
mean, I am a Troy and Abed guy through and
Yeah,
through. Troy's probably my favorite just because I have a bit more of a bias with Donald Glover and Childish Gambino. But
yeah,
I mean, that was kind of before that time, so he was still. I mean, he's just funny, and Abed is too. But I lean a little bit more towards Troy,
Troy.
so
Yeah.
I hope he comes back.
I mean, I just want to see him walk through the door and him and Abed just
Yep.
like so badly. See, I'm the same way with you. I'm a Troy and Abed guy through and through, except I lean a little more towards Abed. Um, Not that I love both of them so much, and they're better together. Like when Troy leaves the show, it really like you lose some it loses something for sure.
Yeah,
Um, I really don't know. The thing is, there's so many like plots within Community. This movie could really be anything, whether it's the
yeah,
return of the Darkest Timeline or a paintball tournament, or I mean, some of the best episodes are like the claymation episode, or the GI Joe episode, or the video game
yeah.
episode. There's so many. The Law and Order episode, even like there's so many good ones, and not that they should make a whole Law and Order based movie, but there's I want to see Troy and Abed in the morning again. I want to see some kind of
I want
weird
that to be
costume.
like
Yeah,
the post credit scene. I think.
yeah.
Like I want the whole movie to happen, and it'll be like the two of them. Oh, but it'd probably make me cry because they'd probably say like, and for our final broadcast, they'd be like, no.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
I think that movie, depending on how it's done, I think it might actually make me cry. Like
It might.
if they just drop like the end, like this is the last thing, like it hurt. I'm not even gonna lie because I love that show so much. It's in my
Yeah.
top 5 TV shows for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what something they could possibly do is like the whole episode or the whole movie is either it's an Abed film or it's Troy and Abed in the morning and they're just taught like going back to Greendale. I don't know.
Yeah.
Both of those perspectives would be cool. Um, it's just there's so much they could do with it. I know I can't remember his name, the dude that plays Jeff. Um,
Uh,
what's his
Joel
name? Yeah,
McHale.
Joe
Yeah.
McHale. Yeah, he's producing it, which gives me faith that okay, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He lived this show for 6 seasons, so um, I did also find out that Joel McHale is in Fortnite. I didn't know that he was the voice of one of those guys, but Caleb filled us in with that, and that made JJ very happy because JJ loves Fortnite and Joel McHale. But
I
yeah,
didn't even know people had voices in Fortnite. I'm so behind.
yeah, it was. I don't. I think it's from the Save the World, but
Uh,
yeah, but and it might not be. I haven't played Fortnite in so long, but
I don't know if they do a collaboration and they have Troy and Abed skins, I would get back on. I would.
I would wear an evil Abed skin, oh, so fast. Um, or even like Abed as Batman.
Yeah,
Like, um, that show is so great. It's so funny. Like, I've never watched it with someone who hasn't seen it before. Um, and it's so fun, like watching JJ react to it because it's seeing someone get the same like reactions that I was getting when I first watched it. And JJ has said that this show like is possibly like better than The Office, which was his previous favorite TV show. So the movie is very exciting. I don't know when production on it starts or if it has already started. Um, I'd love to see like Dan Hartman and the Russo brothers come back to work on it too.
for sure.
Um, hopefully they do, and they got to get Donald Glover in there somehow. Um,
I
that'd be
they
so
need to, dude.
disappointing. Yeah, but I'm happy the rest of the cast is coming back, and I honestly just like cannot wait for this. And I'm sure me and JJ will finish the show by the time it comes out. But very, very exciting stuff for sure.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, there's so many routes that they could take it. I don't even know what my ideal community movie would be. Like I just because it's each episode is its own story, so you're basically going to get like an hour and a half or more of like its own story, which will be
Yeah.
fun because it's familiar characters. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's streaming on Peacock or if they're producing it. If it's in theaters, you'll find me in theaters day one.
Getting
If
the
it's not,
popcorn bucket.
yeah, and Cup the collection.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
If it's
hope
at
it's in
home,
theaters.
yeah. I hope it, but if it's at home, I'll be rushing home. Or if it's like a Saturday, I'll be just sitting on the couch
Yeah.
waiting for it to like
We'll have to have a
just
watch
drop.
party because
Yeah,
it's I'm just so happy. Like the prophecy is fulfilled. 6 seasons in a movie, and
Yep. It's the
it's
perfect way to end something, like they
yeah,
say. 6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie. Um, yeah. I started thinking of Gillen Jacobs. Is that her last name?
Yes.
Yeah. And it got me thinking about Invincible season 2, which still does not have a confirmation date on when it releases.
Yep.
Um, so they're predicting first half of 2023. Um, so I guess this can kind of be the final thing we talk about. Are you excited for Invincible season 2 at all, or do you even care?
Uh,
Like,
I'm excited, but it's kind of like it's been a minute. There's been no announcements, no like there's nothing that's like kept me on the edge of my seat waiting for it.
yeah,
Season one was good. Uh, I just want season two to him like not getting beat up so much. It was
yeah,
so annoying. I'm like, for a dude called Invincible, you sure do take a beating.
like every
Uh,
episode.
yeah. Since he gets like his powers, it's like it's okay. He's working on it. So in that sense, I'm excited for season two if they showcase a little bit more of his powers and strength and like maybe working his way up to like the tougher guys. Um, and I've read that like season two and three might be dropping in like the same year, and like that's why it's taken a while because like they've done both seasons and they're just going through some final changes, which would be really exciting to have like back to back releases. So I mean, overall, I guess I'm excited, but it's been a while.
It has been a while. Um, as for me, I'm gonna watch it, but my excitement level just isn't where it was after season 1 ended, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait for season 2." Um,
Yeah,
like, let's say if my Prime account for whatever reason doesn't exist when the show comes out and I can't watch it, I'd be okay. You know, I wouldn't really miss it. But I mean, it's a good show, and that's that. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, we'll see when it comes out.
yep.
But with that being said, Evan, is there anything else you'd like to
Um,
discuss?
I don't think we talked about it last week, but Marvel pretty much confirmed that Shuri's going to be the new Black
Yeah,
Panther. And I'm in a uh, uh I'm indifferent, I suppose. I'd rather see how it plays out first before I say anything.
yeah,
But like just in terms of like all the talk beforehand, I mean, I'm not crazy about it, truth be told. But I mean, my opinion could change when I watch it. Mainly because like Marvel said that they weren't going to do that. They're like, we'll figure something else out, and then they turned around and did it.
yeah,
And I mean, it's not like it hurt or anything. It's not like, oh, Marvel backstabbed me. Like I don't care that much. Um, so, and but like Chadwick Boseman's family even gave like permission to recast. They're like,
yeah,
he would want it. He'd want to the story to continue with like T'Challa. Uh, but that's just permission. That's not them telling them that they have to recast.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, there's like that. That's pretty recent, and that's a pretty hot topic right now.
yeah. The
Um,
trailer, the trailer looked really. This trailer looked better than
yeah,
the first one, in my opinion. Like a lot better than the first one, in my
yeah.
opinion. So,
But I
um,
did send you that post earlier today where they're like, where the cast is like, oh, they don't even know who the new one's gonna be. So I was like, watch it be the mom, dude.
yeah, like,
Which would be it'd I would definitely not like it if that was what happened. Just I
yeah.
mean, it feels so out of place. Like, where did that? Why?
I mean, I think at this point it's been pretty much confirmed. I mean, there's been Lego kits, there's been the
Yeah,
trailer. Like, it's pretty. We know it's Shuri. Like, I get y'all are trying to like say, "Oh no, it's not," like to get some
yeah.
hype, but it's pretty much confirmed. If it's not, then I'll go back and find this clip and be like, "Oh, I was wrong." So
I mean, it might be the wife
it
or
might be.
girlfriend,
Yeah,
which would
I'd be okay
I
with
don't know.
that.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't see why they didn't recast.
Yeah,
Like now, like the death is definitely influential, and
absolutely.
but like I think to a point. I mean, he's not Black Panther. He just acted him. Like
Yeah,
someone could have
absolutely.
replaced him. But I mean, like he's the first version we've ever seen, and he's like, I mean, the best because he's
Yeah.
he's the first and only. Um, so it's not to be like unthoughtful or anything. I just think that they could have
Yeah.
recasted.
Me and Caleb Ladd had this conversation at lunch yesterday, and he basically said the same thing you did. Like, he was not the living Black Panther. Like, he was
Yeah,
Chadwick Boseman. And it's okay. He said, like, it's okay to recast somebody. And me and him both agree that that's what they should have done. Um,
yeah,
we'll see how the movie goes. She-Hulk has like diminished my hopes for it, but maybe that's good. Maybe I'll go in with a very low standard and it'll blow me away. But we'll see. I definitely think there might be some tears shed because how like sad Chadwick Boseman's death was, simply because like I don't think anyone saw it coming except for like him and his family.
yeah,
Like nobody, and even it still doesn't feel real sometimes that he's not alive. Um, just because he was so young and like it's weird to think about. Like, yeah, he's not alive anymore. But I definitely think they'll give some type of like in memory of Chadwick Boseman either
yeah,
before or after the movie, and that might make me shed a tear too because he was an extremely good actor and
yeah,
just an extremely good person too. Like you could go read about all the good things that he did for his community and just like charity work and all that kind of stuff. And it's sad, you know. But
yeah,
I hope this movie does a good job of like remembering him. But it's also important to remember that outside of Black Panther, there was still Chadwick Boseman.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything else I've seen or know about. Werewolf by Night, I think that'll be good.
I hope so.
Uh, yeah, I mean, there's not really much. I did read that it's supposed to be like fairly bloody for
Yeah,
just because like apparently the director was like, well, we want to put some more gore, and no one told us no, so we just went
no
with
one told
it.
us no. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw an article where like it's supposed to be middle ground between MCU movie and horror movie, and they say it's going to be like more horror than Doctor Strange was. Which Doctor Strange really wasn't that much horror. There was some
yeah,
gore and stuff in it, so we'll see.
yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's something that
I am.
no one was really like expecting for them to release, and it's not a character that holds a bunch of weight in my heart. So it could be bad, and I don't care. As long as
Yeah.
it's not She-Hulk bad, then I don't get upset. But yeah, so yeah,
I guess that's everything.
that covers it. All right. Well, thank you guys
Cool.
so much for watching. Please subscribe to Next Topic Media and Next Topic Sports, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, Evan.
All right.
Oh, I gotta stop recording.